Alrighty, dudes. Alright, day 2 of the Path of Exile walkthrough. I mean, gonna get lit, gonna get funny, but that's alright. Life's too short. You gotta love what you do what you love, Yeah. Alright, back to the mud flats to go ahead and search for the fetid pools. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and just lay waste to, all the baddies here, and just continue to grind it out and go ahead and get some more armor and all that good shiz, because that's what you gotta do, especially if you want to continue leveling and not instant unlock. Yeah. And once again, we're having some fun with the spectral thrower, the boomerang weapon, just going ahead and papping the heck inside of everybody on the map, laying them all out with various different attacks, even though right now, currently, I have 2. That's in the makings of changing, so, yeah. Like I said in my previous upload, you are and you will come across loot of, quest completion or monster drops. You can get some seriously OP skill gems, and this is just the very, very tip of the iceberg. But, yeah, y'all are gonna see that, you gotta have fun with it. I mean, why not have good commentary to go along with it, Am I right? Alright, now these things we're finding the Roa nests. Yes, we're going egg smashing. It seems heartless, but that's besides the point at the current point in time. Part of a quest, or a quest in itself, that deals with the submerged passage. And those things you're finding in a Roa's nest happens to be something that's going to, drain that submerged passage. That is to continue along the map and get to the different acts and areas and, that good stuff. Aside from that, look, some more crimson iron and another level up. Oh, gonna have fun with that attribute tree, I tell you that much. Now, aside from laying all these wonderful things out, in regards to the monsters and whatnot, evil beings, whatever, many different names to call them, you will see, well, I'm going to bring it up here in a little bit, that you are able to join a guild. And guild play is cool. It's really cool because, some of the fantastic gear that you can manage to acquire is really, really sweet. I haven't gotten that far per se on my own, but, there's a first for everything. We're all learning in this walkthrough. Yeah. So, anywho, got that next one for it's a wall with 3 sockets in it. And once we get to that, I'll go ahead and explain that a little bit further, even though there's really not so much to explain. But, it's kind of sort of self-explanatory, but you will see. Ah, look. Wraiths in the form of evil water elementals. Ha 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 ha. And nothing like listening to the local wildlife with the frogs creaking, croaking, and all that good stuff. Now, for real, these raw things kind of remind you of the extraterrestrials, the ground dwellers, the off the Tremors movies. Kind of looks pretty similar to that, wouldn't you say? Yeah. And sound effects are pretty similar too, in a sense. Checking the gear, is it better gear, is not better gear, and it's time to, hold on, what's that? It's time to, oh, hold on. Alright, well, I happen to pick up a better shield, so that's a good thing. Protection at its best, right? Anywho, we're going to move on now. On to other areas to conquer. Oh, look, what they're coming.
Unnatural tempests of rage and hatred, lashing our backs, tearing at our houses. The rain is shot with shadow. It withers our crops, sickens our livestock. And the wind carries carries with it a restless spirit that breeds melancholy and madness. A spirit that creeps through our dreams, weaves tales of misdeed around our resting minds. We try not to listen. We try to remember ourselves. Some of us forget. Brothers fight. Brothers die. Calm punishes those.
Alright, after listening and reading through the weathered carving, why not get some background lore? Anywho, gonna move on, play some more waste to the entire map. Mop it. Mop that shiz. Anywho, yeah. Gonna go over, take a look at this beautiful beach again. Oh, look, more tremor looking things. Yep, the rose, I know that, but it's just not gonna be funny.
Level up.
To those fellow ones that listen to this with headphones, my apologies if I have deafened you. After smooshing a Rora egg, onward! Let us continue our quest. That is a series of quests that tends to be endless quests, but that is okay. In this case, endless can be good, and it is good because it's a good game as long as the updates are good and everything is good. It's all good. And then you got the ones that lurk in the shadows. And now it's time to go ahead and pop open that attribute tree. And like I said, I'm going by my own play style here. So I'm going to go ahead and increase some, maybe increase some physical, yeah, increase some physical damage. Right now, since the possibilities are endless, it is a hard decision to make. Word to the wise, sometimes it's a good idea to open those barrels from a little bit of a distance because some of them do tend to explode. Alright, now we're going to go back to the small town, city, village, whatever that one would like to call it. And either I'm going to probably stop and visit the stash. If not, go ahead and stop at one of the vendors. Got to always make sure to keep that inventory empty because of the gear and loot that one stumbles across. Plus, whenever going back to the town, you do have a little bit of peace of mind to be able to stop and change out one's weapons and armor. That way, you know, you don't have a Kalguur or, you know, one of them other ones decide to come up and want to pat the heckins out of you. You know, and if you're not paying attention and you're kind of super focused on doing this, then, you know, you don't have to worry about being unalived. Alright, now that we have stepped it up a notch of the many that we're going to do, going to go ahead and take a look at my other stuff here. Do a little bit of a comparison. See which one is the better of the two, and go from that point. That one I'm probably going to want to hit with a chromatic orb so as to be able to take full advantage of the skill gems that I currently have and choose to use. Or I just may go ahead and decide to exchange that, since my currently equipped weapon is the better of the two.
They're Karui, and look about right to fit into that rock wall in the mudflats. I say complete the set, fit them into the sockets, stand well back.
Now, selling items is tends to be a little bit of an exchange. So, I mean, depending on the color sockets that both weapons and armor have, depends on what they give you in return. It also depends on the type of weapon or armor. You got legendary, now that can get interesting on a good level. I mean, some of the things that they give you back in exchange, that's something to kind of touch base with on a little bit later though. But yeah, we'll get there. Now I'm going to take a look at the map here and see where we're going to go from this point back to the coast. And yeah. Alright, back to continue our foray of fun. We're also going to check to see what kind of loot we got available. Yep, see, there's an explosive barrel. Do have to be careful about those. You know, not that they do too much damage, but if you get enough of them, well, that's going to be asking for disaster. But, you know, now we're going to go around, see what else. Ooh, crimson orb. Now, tomorrow's upload, I'm going to go ahead and touch base on the rebuildable city that you have the option and the opportunity to go ahead and take advantage of. So I know y'all are curious as to what that crimson ore is for. Same with the amber oricum, and there's a few other ones too. One can also farm on it. So you can do wheat, corn, pumpkin, I think a couple other varieties. It's pretty diverse, but yeah, checking out the gear. Also getting hit by something. But anyhow, I'll get that in a minute after I go ahead and check this out. But yeah, I mean, you know, the possibilities are darn near endless. And it's just really cool. Nothing like a beach loaded full of cannibals and corrupted crabs and crustaceans. Tends to be fun, let me tell you. One of those things like, man, I just want to go on vacation. Why do I got to deal with all this? Why is all this here? I just want to go on vacation. Yeah, but you're in purgatory. How can you go on vacation in purgatory? But then, you know, diverse thought process here. And then you got these wonderful sons of Poseidon here that decide to want to shoot things at you from their rear end cavities. I mean, you know, different take on it, yes, but it's just, it can, you know, one would be a slight bit uncomfortable with that. But yeah, it's just a video game. But it's besides the point.
Crowd control.
Oh, good God, I love AoE damage. Alright, taking a walk, walking a mile, taking a walk, walking a mile, doing some exploring, walking a mile. I would walk 500,000 miles, sorry. Anywho, over to the mud flats. These cursed rollers have pinned my horse. Doing the combat grind. There's just, you know, laying waste to the map and doing some leveling. The combat grind. Of course, also farming for gear. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, basically every game you gotta do that for the most part. Well, yeah, I mean, think about it. It makes sense. Of course, also doing the spectral throw, skibbity paps. Yeah, he's like, come here, come here, come here. Pat, 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 pat. Come here. Oh, you ain't going down that easy? Oh, it's alright. Well, hey, hits you with some lightning, too. That makes you more susceptible to damage. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna say now. Anywho. Yeah. Looking for the gear, checking the gear. Well, not too much anything better, but, you know, taking a look. I cannot really use a scepter, especially when it comes to the spectral throw. Not only that, but it's only got blue and green sockets. But then there's always ways to fix that. Yes, there is. Imagine this. You're out playing, you know, doing your grind on here, and, or say if you just happens to come out in a VR sense, that would be interesting. Suddenly seeing a cudgel, one-handed or two-handed cudgel, come flying at you. Now that would be just like, you know, that'd be dope as, yeah, boy. As terrifying as that would end up being, I mean, seriously, that would be pretty sweet and sick. But yeah.
Of rage and hatred, lashing our backs, tearing at our houses. The rain is shot with shadow. It withers our crops, sickens our livestock. And the wind carries with it a restless spirit that breeds melancholy and madness. A spirit that creeps through our dreams, weaves tales of misdeed around our resting minds. We try not to listen. We try to remember ourselves. Some of us forget. Brothers fight. Brothers die. Calm punishes those that quarrel, that steal, that murder. Yet still the nightmares goad us into black storms descend on us from the north. Unnatural tempests of rage and hatred, lashing our backs, tearing at our houses. The rain is shot with shadow. It withers our crops, sickens our livestock. And the wind carries with it a restless spirit that breeds melancholy and madness. A spirit that creeps through our dreams, weaves tales of misdeed around our resting minds. We try not to listen. We try to remember ourselves. Some of us forget. Brothers fight. Brothers die. Calm punishes those that quarrel, steal.
Apologies about the sudden kind of like, you know, slight change in the map right there. One does have to pay attention to when you start your recording as to the 10-minute window that you have, and if you're not paying attention or in the middle of a battle, for example, you kind of miss it. So I mean, you know, there's not too much of a change. You got the Crimson Ore right there that I didn't start before it went whoosh. But yeah, my apologies again. But anywho, took a look at the gear, went ahead and, you know, kind of just cleared that out. On to the next matter of business. Trying to find the submerged passage entrance. The nice thing is, and if I can get a hold of one of the skill gems or support gems that'll do that. I mean, I love that spectral throw, the long distance pappins, the boomerang weapon. Anywho, what you can do is you can find a support gem that will quote unquote add projectiles to that. So instead of just one blade or however many times you can hit that button, as long as your mana lasts, you get additional ones. You throw out one, suddenly, you know, you got 5 that are just like arcing out there. So, I mean, it does get pretty nice. You can, like I was saying in my upload yesterday, you can definitely become the OP of the OG very early on in the game. Like I said, we will get to that because with the diverse attribute tree, I mean, if you have one of the other different characters, I mean, you'll see that very early on, but this one is a little bit more complex, and I'm kind of like under-exaggerating that, especially with the grind that one has to do, but I'm willing to do it because, I mean, shoot, it's a very diverse character. Keeping my language clean, guys. Trying to. Considering I got to type them out, that'd put a sailor to shame. But that's besides the point. And here we got not just a level baddie, but a rare level baddie. That's no match for me. Ha 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 ha. Oh yeah, take a minute to go down, but yeah. And boom! Yeah, exactly. Lightning attacks tend to do the trick unless they are lightning resistant and or unless it reflects back to you. That sucks. But we'll get to that whenever that time happens, and you will see, and all of a sudden you're going to be like, dude, that guy just like took you out. And it's like, yeah, I know. But, you know, you got to make sure to keep your attacks diverse so as to if there's any reflection of any type of damage that you're throwing out there, you're going to know. And you'll be able to have it covered. Oh yes, the dreaded necromancer of the jetted pools. Yeah. Now, depending on your character, this one it seems the guy's no match. But now the other ones, you know, depending upon well, I can't say attack style because, well, you know, if you choose one that's primarily magic, you just have to kind of rotate your attacks and see which ones are going to work best in order to take that sucker down. Yep, just pep that guy with some lightning. Yeah, boy, you can't know. There ain't no reflection of that, not on that one anyhow. Yes, skeleton growers. That's also what the necromancer was throwing out there. Those ain't too bad. It's whenever he decides to like bring a shat ton up out of the ground that it tends to be a problem unless you've got some really good AoE attacks. But in this case, there's, you know, not much like that guy doesn't reflect. It's a little bit resistant, but aside from that, if there's any damage reflection, just be careful and pay attention to right under their health bars at the top of the screen. That'll let you know as to whether or not if you hit them with lightning, it's basically going to be zapping yourself. That's not going to turn out in your favor if that's the case. Believe me, I know. I've been there a few times now. Because, well, you're surrounded by enemies. I mean, you know, you got a whole mob around you. Sometimes you just can't exactly pay attention as to which one reflects what. So it's, you know, it's a learning experience, especially when it comes to kind of sort of multitasking. But, you know, it's well worth it. It helps with the reflexes, that's for sure. A different take on it, if you will. You're being surrounded by those that have the ability to have reflection of the elements. It does backfire. It does. All right, back to the matter at hand. We have found some unidentified gear. All right, let's take a look, see which one is the better of the two. If you got more than two, like say one on hand, one in inventory, well, then you get to take a more of a deeper look into that. But anyhow, anywho, yep. I'm gonna go ahead and just continue clearing out the fed pools, and that's a nice quest reward right there. I believe, if I remember correctly, the guy gives you a skill book, which, well, it's an attribute skill book. Believe. I could be wrong, but we will find out here shortly. Fighting this rare level baddie, it just gave me the impression, well, it actually reminds me, like sitting there throwing out those spectral pappins, reminds me of like those that juggle stop at a carnival and whatnot. So, you know, you're kind of with a smack ton of skill throwing out spectral blades like one would at the circus. So it's just like, that's the first thing that popped in my mind, and I got to share that with you guys, and you just be like, you know, she's not wrong. Yeah. Right, at a peaceful location so as to pop open that attribute tree and go ahead and assign some points. Now, with what skills I currently have equipped, just basically taking a deep thought into what would be the best rate for assigning those points to. So I got a cast speed buff going. I mean, it's a permanent thing. It's not like I have to cast the cat. Yeah, that type. So it's like, you know, next thing you know, you're going to be slinging around like, look, Mom, I can do this stuff with my eyes closed. Yeah, so that's, you know, in real life, it'd be asking for some major issues. But, you know, not so much in this case. Heh. Mop, don't stop, mop. Yep, just clearing it out, grinding it out, leveling up, seeing the skill gems. Yep, bear with me, guys. It's just kind of like, just grinding at this point.
Combat grind.
Handing out total destruction, carnage, chaos, and obliteration to those that have decided to walk the wrong path. And of course, of all places, purgatory. Now, of course, that's pretty ironically interesting, if I say so myself. I'm sure y'all would agree. The opening of the submerged passage. All right, now, who's ready to go cave diving? Anybody? Okay, well, I guess, I will. Oh, this is gonna be fun. All right, welcome to the Submerged Passage. We're going to take a tour through this beautiful underground cave here. I do suggest that everybody keep their arms, legs, hands, feet, and nuggets inside the vehicle at all times. And yes, once again, handing out spectral weapons like they're candy. As it appears they're gluttons for punishment though. Because it's just like they're standing in line, look at that! Yeah, they can't wait to get packed with that spectral throw, I'll tell you that much. Look, they're even throwing gifts. Ones that tend to sting, but you know, it is what it is. I give a flying spectral blade in form of captains back to them. Oh look, I got quite the crowd of supporters here. Ha ha. Man, they seem to have dispersed and disappeared with the exception of these ones right here. Well, you know, there's always more to kind of just, you know, distribute to those that do so wish to have it. Alright, and it appears we have picked up another skill gem, but I'll go ahead and take a look at that here in a minute. I've got so many that just want that spectral papping so bad that, you know, they're lining up. So, just give me a second here. Then I also must add to giving out the love in the form of lightning tendrils. Crowd, I do say, and that included a nice little level up there. Gotta keep an eye on that health bar too. Man, there's so many that it appears it's going to get dicey. But no matter, all the wonderful spectral weapons have been distributed, at least in that area. Now I've got more lined up, waiting to receive the all-inclusive amounts of love when it comes to spectral weapons and lightning tendrils. Quite the shocking experience, eh? Well, now, the amount of caring, adoring fans just is unending, but, you know, it's all right. Much love, much love, much love. And, oh, look, they've left gifts. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use them. They're not of my level capabilities. Oh, we're going to the flooded depths. Time to search for, what's the name of it? I believe it's the, I believe it's a giant crab. Giant crab. This battle is fun. And, Tarkley, the gentleman at the city, he has a nice analogy about that after we get done finishing the said quest. And we got a nice upgraded health flask right there. It does the benefits are one that definitely want to achieve, especially when we're going to have to level ones, because a small life flask is not going to do much. Especially whenever they have harder hits, and that only puts back a certain amount of health. So you definitely want to stay alive. Haha, some more crimson iron. Yes. Come play with my chaos. I don't think you're gonna like the outcome. And another one bites the dust. Ha ha. Alright, loot and gear browsing. Loot and gear browsing. It's kind of like window shopping, but not exactly. Gear and loot browsing. Yeah, gear and loot. And more hostile water elemental fans. Yep. Now I'm here giving some more spectral pappins. Yep. Same with these guys. Yep. You all want the pappins? I'm more than happy to distribute the pappins. Oh man, I'm going Sam's too. Hell of you. And they want the lightning tendrils. I mean, look at that. Anywho, we're just gonna take a walk back through. I know I'm missing something, glance at the map real quick, find out which way I'm supposed to be going, or, you know, that I haven't gone to yet, and take care of these dudes. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and find where that crab is chilling out at. It's a big one. Wait till y'all see it. It's a big one. Alright, I'm just searching for my objective here, if I can speak correctly. It's taking a minute for me to locate this wonderful, ginormous crab. But, yeah, I'm getting there. All the while grinding it out. Oh, yes, I found him. Prepare to meet your match, Mr. Ginormous Mr. Krabs. Oh, now, it appears he's a tough one. Yeah, he's a tough one. That's definitely a hard shell crab to be able to take hits like that. Holy shnikey. Anywho, lightning will do the trick. I mean, he's not one for being lightning resistant, nor reflective of it. So, and boom, down he goes. All right. So we're going to collect some things here, like I believe there's a whispering essence. I can't remember if it was for greed or not. But yeah, we're going to touch base on that when I get back to the stash. There's actually a few of those. If I don't touch base on it today, I'll definitely get to it tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and find out, like, and check around any other loot. I could have just used a portal scroll, but yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, there we go. Make it easier. No sense in walking back through all that, let alone the wilderness maps. But it is what it is. Now, like I said, Tarkley's got an interesting dialogue on this. And
now that you've drained that passage, best I warn you about something. I was running down a wounded rower one night's eve.
I may be wrong on the quest reward, but got some useful gems going on here. Yeah, taking a look. Which one would be best beneficial to my playstyle? The frost bomb's okay. I mean, you know, it's effective. I'm not one for the traps. I mean, you know, I haven't really dabbled in that one yet. But I'm pretty sure that's it. That can get fun. And then you got what was that? Was that a totem? That's all right. Well, the nice thing is there's another Nissa, the one that we got the medicine chest for. You can go over there and any of the gems that you did not choose for quest rewards, she does have available to purchase.
I've traveled inland.
So that's excuse me, that's a good thing. You ain't gonna really worry about missing out on too much. Oh, actually, I was right. Yeah, he does offer skill books. There's a skill book and there's a refund book. A refund book is if you, it's like you don't get. Hold on a minute. You're not penalized per se. You don't have to worry about not having any refund points. If, say, like for example, you put it in one of the level up attribute skills into a unlock one that maybe you realize was the wrong one, for example. Or one that you just really don't need.
Still alive.
You can go back, refund the skill point, sorry, attribute skill point, and then put it in whichever one of your choosing. Now we're going to go ahead and sell some items here, get some useful things in return. And, excuse me, hit up the stash, no doubt. Yep, I'm swarm headed. Oh, yeah, well, first I'm going to take care of that skill tree, though. That attribute skill tree. I don't know, maybe cast speed, area of effect. Definitely probably gonna, yeah, definitely need mana. Life regeneration is a must also. I mean, the faster that you have that, especially if you do the ones with leech and whatnot. If you happen to, like, say, life on hit, which there's some weapons that do come augmented with it. So that's pretty cool. It's actually life-saving in the game. You ain't gotta worry about really unaliving for any reason if you got life on hit, and especially if it's a rather high amount that you pull every time that you hit something. So it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. All right. Well, my apologies again, guys. I was probably in the middle of something whenever I realized that I wasn't paying attention to the timer on the recording. Anyhow, like I said, it didn't really miss much. Now we're back in the submerged passage and taking care of the Crimson Arm location. Man, I kind of mixed them accents up, but it's all right. Gotta keep it real, in a sense. I'm a little unhinged, but on a wholesome level, and it's always at my own expense. But that's besides the point. Anyhow, we're going to continue on through the submerged passage and end up in the next area that we need to be here in about a couple minutes or so. grinding it out while finding the exit location. Or exit to the location. Yep, mobs upon mobs upon mobs. It's alright. I mean, hey, whenever the mobs come at you like that, at least you know you got some really huge fans there. And, you know, they want to be hit with whatever you got. Skibbity pat. And skibbity pat, 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 skibbity pat, 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 put the stuff roll, and the skibbity pat, pat, pat. Don't mind my singing, guys. I know it doesn't sound that great, but hey, it's alright. At least I'm giving y'all a little bit of dose of my humor. If you're gonna fast forward that, then, you know, just don't leave any rude comments. That's all I ask. Say kind about it. If you could, so please. Ooh, we got a gem level up. Look at that. Yeah, it's alright though. So we're going to continue with the grind and locating the exit to the next location. Juggling spectral weapons. I'm not going to get hurt, but you are. Fireworks in the form of lightning straight from the palms of your hands. Man, the electric-filled excitement. The exit, we finally found the exit. Now, on to the next area. I tell you what, though, that underground cave spelunking expedition, those tend to be quite the winding amount of caves and stuff, I tell you that much. Which technically is not a bad thing. It's not. It kind of can be, depending, but it's really not too much of a bad thing. Okay, over to the skill tree here, attribute skill tree. Let's see what other ones we're going to get. Alright, mana, definitely. Gonna do area of effect. Nah, not right now. Okay, now let's take a look here at the inventory. Alright, we're good. Now, time to mop this area. Mop, mop, don't stop. Mop. The corrupted, gluttonous seagulls that spit chunks of gore at you once they feed. They spit dark, but you know, I've seen worse things. Dead Space is one of those that will leave you with nightmares, but it is what it is. Good game, good series game. Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, let's keep it going here. Oh, look, goat. Yeah, it's gonna lay them all out. Yep, lay them all out. Yeah, mop that entire lightning tendrils and doing the blade juggle. Oh, look, a totem, but not one of mine. My God, they just don't stop. I'm that dang popular. Well, I'll be darned. It's alright. Man, look at them. Look at them. They want them to happen so bad. Y'all, anyone want lightning tendrils? Anybody? With some explosive barrels, but that's besides the point. Yeah. Alright, now, gonna go ahead and... Ooh! What's that? What's that? Oh, sweet! Get a pulsating frost aura. That's actually pretty beneficial. Alright, guys, gonna wrap it up for the day. I'll be posting another video walkthrough, well, basically chapter 3 of my walkthrough tomorrow. So, y'all have a great rest of your day from the chaotic floof herself. And, please, leave a comment, give me a follow, you know. Much love to all y'all. Hope you enjoyed.